Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Devika Ayekpam, Assistant Professor in Sociology Program, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Assam Downtown University, Guwahati. So today we're going to talk about a very important topic, that is social epidemiology. So let's try to understand what does this concept means. So first, let's try to understand what does epidemiology means. Epidemiology is the method used to find the causes of health outcome and diseases in populations. In epidemiology, the patient is the community and individuals are viewed collectively. By definition, epidemiology is the study, that is scientifically, systematically, and based on the data, that is data driven, of the distribution, which includes frequency, pattern, and determinants, that is the causes or the risk factors of health related states and events, not just diseases, in specific or specified populations, that is maybe neighborhood, school, city, state, country, or globally. So epidemiology is also the application of this study to the control of health problems. So in a simple way, we can say that epidemiology is a branch of medical science that deals with the incidence, distribution, and control of disease in a particular population. In some dictionary, it has also been defined as the sum of the factors controlling the presence or absence of a disease or pathogen. So next let's try to understand what is social epidemiology. So social epidemiology is a branch of epidemiology that focuses particularly on the effects of social structural factors on states of health. Social epidemiology assumes that the distribution of advantages and disadvantages in a society reflects the distribution of health and disease. It also proposes to identify societal characteristics that affect the pattern of disease and health distribution in a society and to understand its mechanisms. Here we can see the central and initial question of social epidemiology is to be answered is what effect do social factors have on individual and population health. Though in recent time there has been many developments, uh, but the central and initial question of social epidemiology is to answer what effect do social factors have on individual and population health. So, social epidemiology is nothing but a branch of epidemiology, and it studies about the effects of the social structural factors on the health system or on the health of the particular population or a particular society. It also discusses about the advantages and disadvantages that is existing in a society, which reflects the distribution of the health and the disease. So we can say that social epidemiology tries to identify the characteristics of the society that affects the pattern of disease and health distribution in a society, and it tries to understand its mechanism, how it functions and how it runs in a particular society. So various social factors like family, like religion, culture, they have an effect on the individual and the population health. So what effects does they have, and how much effect do they have in on the individual and population health is going to be studied by this social epidemiology. So social epidemiology is a branch of epidemiology that studies the distribution and determinants of health and disease in the populations. And in social epidemiology, Ayekpam and Kawachi define social epidemiology as the branch of epidemiology that studies the social distribution and social determinants of health of states of health. So it also focuses particularly on the effects of sociocultural structural factors on the states of health. So here we can also talk about the aims, and social epidemiologists aim to identify social characteristics that affect the pattern of disease and health distribution in a society and to understand its mechanism. Some important concepts of social epidemiology are social inequalities, social relationships, social capital, and work stress. Here we can define social inequality as the unequal distribution of goods or services or opportunities within a group or society, which affect the health system also. And when it comes to the social relationships, we can talk about the social relationships existing within the population itself or within a particular social group, or and degree of integration in that social network, how much they are integrated, and how much social support they are getting, which are important for the proper functioning of the health of the individual or the health of the whole population. Next, social capital we can define as those features of social structures, such as the levels of interpersonal trust and the norms of reciprocity and civic engagement and mutual aid, which act as resources for individual and facilitate collective action. Positive association between social capital and health were repeatedly found on aggregate level in many studies. So here social capital has been given more emphasis. And then lastly, we have the work stress related to the employment. So employment is important, and we need income that are coming from the employment to run a family or to run a particular social group. So the stress that is coming from the work or the employment is also affecting our health in various ways. So these are some of the important concepts of the social epidemiology. So these are all about the social epidemiology. Thank you.